Hey everyone, this is Robert, and thank you for tuning into the podcast. And today we're going to be chatting with um, a guest that has been. And first off, happy August, everyone. I know it's been a while since I've done an episode of this. I actually had a guest that has been recommended to me, so um, I would definitely. I looked over her stuff, and they've definitely got quite a bunch of material to share. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and introduce Christine Solomon on the show. Thank you very much for joining me on this lovely Thursday afternoon. And
Thank you so
yeah,
much,
can't wait to do
Robert.
this. Yeah,
Thank you
anytime.
for
So
having me.
I guess my first question is, how are you doing? And how's this whole like I mean, actually, let's just do like a little bit of a retro, I guess, kind of like a look back on 2023, because I know we're already in August and it feels like it was just here and now it's gone. So I guess we could just talk about how 2023 has been for you so far, since we're kind of like almost like 4, 5 months into the end of the year, and then it'll be 2024, which is insane to think about, but yeah, like we could just talk about how this year has been for you so far, and everything that you've been up to these days, just to
Yeah,
break
it's
the ice a little bit.
crazy. It's crazy how the year just flew by. It's
Yeah.
insane. I've been really busy with work, and I don't know if you know this, but I do have a an acting career consultancy business where I help actors on the business of acting. I also help kids and their parents on how to get into this business, how to do it the right way, and how to get their paperwork done whenever they want to, let's say, work in the United States. So I've been busy with my consultancy business. I've been busy also with my second children book that I published. I just had my Barnes and Noble event just like I would say a week ago in Los Angeles, and it was amazing. I'm also working on a skincare line, and been auditioning and working on different projects. I can't really discuss much about them right now because they made me sign an NDA. But it's been a great year. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. You just can't don't mess with those NDAs.
Yeah. I'm also working on releasing an online course. So for anybody that's listening to us right now, they want to work in the United States and they want to get their O1 visas or their EB1A, which is the extraordinary green card. I'm going to be offering an online class on how to put your package together when you're working with a lawyer to make sure that everything is in there so you have everything ready when it's ready for submission. I get a lot of clients that are so confused about this process, and sometimes the lawyers are so busy and they miss out on some information, and the client is always confused. So this is going to be an online class for people that are interested, and you don't have to be famous to get an O1 visa or a green card. It's a lot of work, but it is doable. You just have to follow all the steps.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Um, Let me see, is there anything to say? Honestly, no, I'm just kind of blanking. That's how you know this is a good podcast. I'm just going off the cuff here.
Yeah.
um,
It's
but
gonna be a
yeah,
fun online class, and it's I just want to give hope to people because I meet a lot of people who want to do this kind of process because it's a very costly process, Robert. It costs a lot of money to do it, and you want to make sure you do it right so you don't lose all the money you had just spent. And I think it's gonna help a lot of people.
absolutely. So, thanks for sharing that, by the way. So I'm gonna avoid the typical how did you get started and that stuff, but I would, because I know that on your website, I kind of wanted to learn more about, your background, like, um, growing up. Like, was there like a lot of opportunities for you, like when you were growing up, and like as far as the business goes, and just everything else that you've been doing as of late? or just like in general with your
That's a really good question. I started very young. I was like around 5 years old on stage. I was in Egypt at the time, and then we immigrated with my family to Montreal, Canada. I was 7. We didn't know how the business really works. And then I had a friend in class who used to do modeling in elementary school, and she just told me how it works. You have to have an agent, there's casting directors, and started doing modeling. And then I got my first acting agent when I was 13. And then I got a manager at 16. And I was just like auditioning here and there, getting bits and parts here and there. And then I went into theater school and studied it professionally. Then I started working and traveling. And here I am.
awesome. And was acting always something that you just loved doing? Like, did you have like anything else that kind of came and you were like, maybe I should dabble into this,
It's
or so to
always
speak?
been acting, but I've always said if it doesn't happen, I can be an archaeologist or something. I just love history.
Oh, anything that you like to share about history?
I mean, I've always been fascinated by Egyptian history and the pharaohs and the pyramids. And when I was a little girl, I started studying hieroglyphs and I entered multiple competitions to see if I can win. And it was a lot of fun. And just the history of Egypt and the pharaohs. And there's a lot of mystery in there, and it always has intrigued me.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I just really love history too. I mean, learning about different cultures and, different times, like, with the 1930s or 40s, like, going way back in the day. And, I'm actually doing like a video essay on the 90s. What happened in the 1990s decade, because it was monumental to say the least. So that should be pretty interesting. Now
That would
for voice,
actually be
yeah,
fun too. That's really fun.
yeah,
I've always been intrigued by the 17th century and the
yeah.
1920s and 80s. I also love the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's not to love about it?
Yeah. I remember in
Yeah.
theater school, we had to do this choreography dancing through the ages. And we would start from the 1920s, the Charleston dance up until like nowadays. And I remember I was assigned the 90s decade and I had to come up with like, just all the interesting things that happened in the 90s and do a skit about it and do and dance choreography. It was a lot of fun. That was during theater school.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, for voiceover, like, was this something that, as you were performing, like, on stage and doing TV and doing all of this television work, like, did, was it kind of like a case that somebody, like, discovered you, or did you start having, like, an interest towards, doing voices for, like, animation or, like, video games and stuff?
Well, it started in theater school. Like we had a class and we were practicing and I felt like I had a talent for it and I practiced real hard. I remember my teacher was like, you should, do voiceover as well. And I started learning different also like accents, depending and changing the voices and I started creating my own demo tape and then I started auditioning for those for that medium, which is the voiceovers and then it was fun. It's not an easy um it's not easy because it's a closed circle and in that business in the voiceover business, but if you manage to get in, it's wonderful because the casting directors will always remember you, especially if you work for Ubisoft. They have their own people, they work a lot with the same people, but they always welcome new people as well depending on the characters they're casting. And it's been a lot of fun. I didn't know that I could have a career in voiceover as well. Because my background is theater, and I was doing theater for so long before I got into films and television and voiceovers. So it's been really fun for me. I like all the aspects of the entertainment business.
You know, Yeah, I'm that's why I do this podcast. um, Let me see. So you've done your I mean, I know that not only are you an actor, but you're also a spokesperson, entrepreneur, humanitarian. So balancing all of these out, um, I know everyone's different, but what's your like balance when it comes to, doing everything that you're doing with like this work and, you know, everything and all this other stuff that you do like on top of the acting stuff.
To me, it's fun. So I try when you love something, you find the time for it. You manage the time, and I'm a very organized person. I have a planner, and I put everything in the planner and organize everything. I actually published that daily planner that I personally created for myself. A bunch of my friends saw it and they were super intrigued by it. There it is. This is my daily planner. It kind of looks like a book. And it's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And it organizes my entire day. Like I have like a section for like the important things, my to-do list, even meal prepping, hydration, how many glasses of waters I have drank during the day because I'm mostly dehydrated. I don't drink enough water, so I had to put that as a reminder in my daily planner. And like I said, I think that when you love something, you really make the time for it, and you organize between people. And when you're an actor, you have to find a time to self-tape. A lot of the time it's self-taping. So sometimes like I'll be doing this and that and come home and it's like already midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and I will just self-tape and I'll just send it. So we have like 24 hour in a day. So I try to manage that and divide all the tasks.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like it's one of those if you love something, then you definitely find something to work and figure out a way to balance on top of, the other obligations that you do on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's very important to know that, like, yeah, you should definitely set some time. Um, Definitely set a schedule because then you won't be spinning your wheels or you're not like juggling different like carrying too many eggs in one basket or just definitely make sure that or like having a daily planner like you just show me or just having a good accountability group and having a good support because it's
Yeah.
always great. um but I definitely would like to talk about your second book. But actually, like, with your books and everything, with your first and second, because, like, I know that your newest one, Wishing Upon a New Moon, had just been released, and it's available on the apps, like, Amazon and et cetera. So I would like to ask, like, what was the inspiration or the story behind it? And
Uh,
I guess with the origins of, Wishing Upon a New Moon.
yeah. I actually wanted to teach kids that failing is an important part of learning and
Yep.
that it's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn, that's how you grow, and that teamwork is important. Sorry, my phone just rang and it was off actually. And basically, it's to teach kids that failing is an important part of learning, that it's okay to make mistakes, and that's how you learn and you grow. And teamwork is very important, and that perfectionism, or I should say, success does not need to be perfect, and nobody's perfect. And what makes us different is what is beautiful, and that the imperfect is perfect. So so that's when I started writing, and it took me some time to write it, not like my first book. There's a lot of more messages in Wishing Upon a New Moon. I'm going to show it to you. It's right here. And I just got inspired. one night I was walking towards my car and I saw the big moon and I was like, oh my gosh, the moon is so beautiful. I started talking to the moon and I was like, huh, wouldn't it be cool if there's a story about a little girl that's talking to the moon? And it started like that. And then I was like, what can I teach kids? And then I started thinking about that. And then the story just started to unfold.
That is awesome. And it's really true how you just get inspired by life and then you just start, recounting those experiences with your books, or it could just be for anything, really.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm writing my third one. And it's a little different, and it's always, fun to come up with, like, what else can I teach kids? And I get inspired all the time when I go to bookstores and I do my little research, and I do actually a lot of research before I start writing. And it's nice to see what other people are doing, and you get inspired from other people's work as well. For my third book, I got inspired from The Wizard of Oz and The Little Prince. So I'm hoping I can you know finish it soon. It's taking a little bit longer than it should, but it's because I've been debating whether I should make it into a short story or a longer story, so that's still like debatable.
Yeah. And how is the Barnes and Noble? Yeah, it was at Barnes and Noble. So how was the signing? Because I know you did one on Saturday, July 29th.
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, they welcomed me for a second time, Barnes and Noble, and I'm so grateful for it. They're just amazing. And it was the flagship store in Los Angeles, which is the main, the big Barnes and Noble store where they welcome a lot of like established authors. And it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of great people, and the kids were so adorable. And they also had the opportunity to buy also my first book, because it's also there at Barnes and Noble. And I just loved the experience, and I hope I can do it again next year.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun. And also, like, you recently just did Moon Knight for Marvel, so I definitely want to talk. I definitely want to get into that really quickly.
Yeah, I actually been wanting to work for Marvel for a very long time. And it was on my bucket list, and I somehow, I guess, manifested it. A friend of mine called me and he's like, hey, did you know they're casting for this project and they're looking for authentic Egyptian accents? And he gave me the casting director's contact information, and I had to call her and reach out to her and email her. And then she asked me to audition. So I auditioned, and then initially I worked on 2 episodes, and then they called me back for a third one. So it was a lot of fun.
Totally. That's like, Marvel and Disney, like, wow. That's pretty
Yeah,
much all I can say. Um, it's just wild. You just never know what you'll get into.
yeah.
Also, let's talk about Jacir, or how's it pronounced?
Oh,
Jazer.
Jasser. Yeah, Jasser.
Yeah,
That's an Assyrian name, so it's
this is
pronounced
why I need to.
Jasser in
Yeah,
Arabic, but
definitely
Jasser
got to
in
learn,
English.
Yeah.
Well, Jasser's been doing really well, Robert. It's been going around the world. It entered different film festivals. It's now, on Apple TV, on Google Xbox. It's on Amazon Prime. You can find it if you Google it, you'll find it, and it's just an incredible movie, very inspiring. And we have Academy Award nominee Lorraine Bracco in it, which she's phenomenal. I think she's going to win a lot of awards for that, for her part. And it was an amazing experience. And we shot it in two different locations, and I was filming my parts in Los Angeles. I play the lead character's fiance. So the story is about this young man who loses his family and his fiancée during the war in Syria, and he's a refugee in the United States. He doesn't speak English that great, and he is still holding on to the trauma. And you can see that throughout the movie, throughout the flashbacks, and it's very moving, and it just gives people hope that life can go on. You can get through this, basically. And I'm not going to say that much because I don't want to, spoil the movie. But I think that if anybody's interested in watching it, it's available on, on the streaming, on all kinds of different networks and stuff, like I would say streaming on on the internet. So yeah, it's available there, and you can go and check out jesser.com, jessermovie.com, and they'll find all the links and everything on there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's check it out. That's all I can say. Um, and also, uh, you were also on the detectives, which was also something else that is like, oh, okay. Because I always love like, watching crime and mysteries and stuff. So, um, that was also just another fun, little project that you did.
Yeah, I'm in
And
season 3, yeah, of
season
the
three,
detective.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's
season.
actually a Canadian show. It's a very popular Canadian show here. It's based on true stories, and I was playing a true life character. We concealed her with a different name, obviously, and she played a part into, finding the criminals that the police officers were looking for. And it's a great, great show. It won many awards, and you can actually get to see it online. The episodes are available online as well.
Yeah. So you can watch season 3, episode 6. I know there's a link to it on your website, so definitely check that
Yeah.
out, y'all. Um, and I also didn't know, like, you pretty much run, actually, you have two companies, if I'm not mistaken. And was that always something that you wanted to do, like running a company and, running your own business? I mean, like, as an actor, I know it's being an entrepreneur, I know it's kind of like an eventual, like, it's something that's like, that's eventually what you're what you're gonna be doing in the future. But yeah, how would you say that running a company and running a business has been like for you, at least so far?
I mean, it's been fun.
Having to run it, yeah,
It
being your
is
own
challenging.
boss and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but it's fun, and I try to work in things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Publishing has always been just I've always loved writing. Had a passion for it, and also I've had a passion for helping other people. So helping people in the business is means a lot to me because I know the struggle. I know how you can meet all kinds of people who promise you all kinds of things, and you have to learn, and you have to know who is as who is truthful and who's not, or let's say like who's this. There's a lot of scams, let's say, in this business. So helping, people navigate through that, because I've been doing it for such a long time and I've met all kinds of people. And it's fun. It's something that I've always had in the back of my mind, like when I was in high school, like having my own business. And when I started working in Egypt as an actor, I went back there to work, and I've seen like a lot of actors owning their own businesses, either real estate, and the same goes for, celebrities in America. They all have other businesses other than what they do. Let's say if they're an actor or a singer, they have like other businesses, and it's very smart actually to do that as well. And I've always, wanted to do that, and it kind of inspired me. And when I figured what I can do, and at the same time, whatever I do is always in the same it's a purpose to serve, it's a purpose to help other people. So if it's consultancy, it's helping other people. If it's writing, it's inspiring other people and helping them learn new things. And now I'm doing my own skincare line. I have rosacea, so I'm hoping that this line can help other people who have the same skin condition as me.
Oh, yeah, that was actually my next question. Skincare. Um, that was just another passion that you just that you've had, and then you decided to grow it, and then that's pretty much how it became a business.
Yeah,
Um,
I do it. I actually, Robert, I started doing it to myself. Like I was formulating products for myself for many years. And people would stop me and ask me what I put on my skin. And I didn't know at the time what to say. I would always refer to them to other products I also enjoy using because I love supporting other brands. And I'm always curious on how they formulate their products. And then few, like I would say maybe 4 years ago, I started thinking maybe I should just, start selling my product since my family and friends are enjoying it. Maybe it can help other people out there. And then I started, doing a lot of research because this field, the beauty industry, is very new to me and it's a huge industry. And I needed to learn. So I started doing research. I also hired a biochemist to look at my formulas because some of the formulas, the percentage of each ingredient was maybe too high for someone else than me. So I wanted to make sure that the percentage number is okay to be used on everyone. And like with skincare, it's you have to try, you have to see what works for you. There aren't any products out there that work for everybody, but I'm hoping that mine can work for people who have the same skin condition as me.
okay. Yeah. I'm just like, with skincare, I know how important it can be for, just to keep yourself like healthy. I mean, to keep yourself, I mean, it really does help when it comes to like if you're stressed or if you just need something that can, um definitely make what's the right please bear with me. um Definitely something that can totally help you. Like, I know that for me personally, like, I know that um, appliances and having, your own unique brand can really help you put your mind at ease, and it can definitely help you feel more um,
Confident.
confidence. It definitely puts in a lot more confidence inside of you. That's definitely what I was trying to say earlier, but I just cannot. Brain.
And
Um,
I like the ingredients I use on my skin. I'm very, very
yeah.
particular. I get like high quality, top notch ingredients from different suppliers around the world. And I have no preservatives in my products so far. So everything is clean, clean products, clean ingredients, I should say. And they benefit my skin a lot, and I hope that it can do the same for others.
I'm not sure if I have any more questions at the moment. I think we're kind of like we covered everything to talk about for today. So thank you so much for joining me, Christine. And I guess now would be the time to share like I mean you've pretty much promoted, your book and talk about everything about the industry like for showbiz at the moment. But what are your oh yeah, I guess you can also share like your socials. I guess. But any last words that you'd like to leave us out on before we officially conclude for today?
Well, I hope people who are listening that they get inspired and that they follow their dreams. And rejection, I see it as redirection. So follow your dreams and go till the end. Life is too short, and believe in yourself. and be persistent and organized, and you can do it.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to add. Excuse me. I don't think I have anything to add to that, but yeah, thank you, Christine, for joining me, and thank you for watching. Um, if you enjoyed this, definitely let me know in the comments, and more will be coming out soon. Picking up the pace, and until then, um, be sure to buy um, Christine's new book. It's definitely out on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and everywhere else that you can purchase it, and definitely support her work. And she's definitely worked very hard, so definitely, just hey, thumbs up for me, respect. So,
So much, Robert. Also, my illustrator Natalia Mazipa, she did incredibly on she worked really hard alongside myself, and
yeah,
she did amazing. I think the kids and everybody's going to be blown away by her work.
yeah. Oh, thank you for mentioning that, by the way, before the end. Yeah, definitely by wishing you upon them. Oh, was it wishing you upon a star or bug? I'm sorry.
Wishing upon a new moon.
Oh yeah, wishing upon a new moon. Gotta remember. Tongue twist. Yeah. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I don't have anything else to say, but be sure to check out Christine on her socials and website, and check me out on my socials and website and where anywhere else you can find me on. And yeah, until then, see you next time, and stay safe, stay cool, and keep creating. That's pretty much all I can say. All right, love you guys. Toodaloo.